Canadian wildfire smoke is no longer blanketing our area, but wildfires continue to spread up there.
And to talk more about the ongoing spread, we're joined by the Consulate General of Canada in New York, Tom Clark. Tom, can you hear us out there? Thanks so much for joining us.
Loud and clear. Good to see you.
We appreciate this. First, if you could give us an update and an idea for folks who are unfamiliar with that geographic region of southern Ontario, Tom, what is it like and what is the current status of the hundreds of fires burning in that region?
So there's about 936 fires underway. Keep in mind that the boreal forest, parts of the boreal forest are on fire. Boreal forest is 8 times the size of the state of Texas. This is a huge, huge area that we're talking about. What we're predicting for the next couple of days anyway is that there will not be smoke coming into the western New York area. We have got over 5,000 people on the lines in northwestern Ontario fighting this. It's really remote. There are areas there where there are no villages, no roads, no nothing. So fighting it is difficult to do, but we are doing, at this point, the best we can.
I've seen people saying, well, why doesn't Canada do more controlled burns? I think you answered that question, but maybe hit home a little harder there with why that's not happening as much in those remote areas of Canada.
Yeah, it's a good question because, you know, when you think about it, when you think of the size of the boreal forest, you want to put somebody down on the ground where there's no buildings, no roads, no villages, no nothing. And what are they to do? If there's a controlled burn there, where do they go? How are they extracted? How do you control that burn? I mean, when you don't have any infrastructure, it's really tough. This is the reality of wilderness. It's also the reality that science is telling us that our climate is changing. Keep in mind that in the areas that are burning right now, the average temperature 10 degrees higher than normal at this time of year, and on certain days, 27 degrees higher than normal. We've had a drought that's been going on for 4 years. And just one last fact on this, the area of drought in the boreal forest, if you drew a line from Texas to Minnesota, that is the length of the area that is under drought. The numbers are staggering.
Tom, you mentioned climate change. We had a professor from Stanford on last week to talk a little bit about this kind of from a 30,000 foot view, basically saying, listen, the relationship of sort of societies or communities and wildfires has always existed, and it always has evolved. But because of climate change, according to this professor, they're getting much more extreme. And we, as a society, as communities in Canada and in the U.S., have to change our approach to these. What is Canada's thought on that, and how can we, as a society, change our approach to these wildfires to at least maybe curtail or curb them in the future?
And that's exactly where we are all headed right now. The most we can do is try and mitigate the effects of what's happening to our forests. And by that, I mean, can we get smarter about how we deal with it? It's not a question of raking the forest or controlled burns, although in some areas you can do that. But what we're doing by 2028 or 2029, we're going to have a satellite system over most of the boreal forest that hopefully will be able to pinpoint exactly the ignition point when it happens on a stroke of lightning. We're looking at all sorts of AI technology to help us with this. As I said, we've spent $12 billion in the last 5 years. We've already spent more than $1.5 billion just in the last couple of weeks on this. When it comes right down to it, this is a problem for both of us because there are forest fires burning in the United States. There's forest fires burning in Canada. What we've got to do is, in a way, stop fighting each other and start fighting the fires.
Got it. So, thank you. Do
Agreed.
you have
also,
one more?
Yeah, I actually do. If we may, Tom, recently announced tariffs between the two countries here in Western New York. Even just discussions of that affect our economy, and they affect the economy across the border at Niagara Falls as well. What should these communities do to try to work together to maybe, I don't know, bridge the gap here of what's happening from Washington here to Western New York?
Great question. I think two things. Number one is what's happening between Ottawa and Washington. Look, we're seeing how the sausage is made, and it can sound pretty dramatic. But it really underlines the fact that what we've got to get to is a renewal of the USMCA with the free trade deal that helps both sides. That's on the big side. I think that when we're talking about Western New York and Niagara Falls and Southern Ontario, what we have to do is keep those business ties and those personal ties going. Because when all of this is settled, and I believe it will be settled, hopefully sooner than later, when it is settled, we get back to business. And by business, I don't mean just transactions, but I mean personal business as well. We've lived together for over 200 years. We're still going to be neighbors in 200 years to come. And it's just a matter of getting over this period right now. But don't react to the drama. Let's keep an eye on what we can negotiate so it's fair for everybody. And that's the objective here.
All right, Consul General Tom Clark, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.